Good evening, traders. Welcome to your 7-minute market update utilizing technical analysis to predict direction based on human emotion. Today is August 22nd, 2012. Not too much to talk about, but let's get started. All right, the only reason why I'm making a video today normally is simply because we had some market manipulation today, which was pretty cool, and I kind of wanted to show you guys that because I always talk about manipulation and how volume comes into play, and how volume today, unfortunately, should not be looked at as an increase in volume, although technically it was, but more of a manipulated volume spike within the markets. And let me just give you a brief recap of what I talked about in yesterday's video if you're new to watching these video series. All right, so in yesterday's video, I did say that as long as you don't close on top of here, and we close on the bottom of this candle here, which is yesterday's candle, then that would confirm the down move, for the markets. Okay, so again, yesterday we didn't have a substantial volume, right? And I said, so I cannot validate this down move, even though it's an engulfing candle. We did not have support from volume on that same day, and this is exactly why. I mean, I can't tell you how many videos that I watched and articles that I read saying that the markets were going to start tumbling down as of now. That was yesterday, and a lot of people, and even to their credit, a lot of professional players were out there saying the same things. And this is why I stress volume so much. Okay, I mean, if the volume is just not there, it's not there. So even though today we did gap down and then we shot back up, and even though it was a manipulative move, that's something that you have to consider nowadays, even more so, that if you have low volume, like I said in the previous videos, manipulation is easier to do, right? Feds can come in, banks can come in, I mean, prop the markets higher. Sometimes they release rumors and whatnot, and they can do that, and it'll affect the market greatly, like sniffing crack or something. You'll get high, and then you'll have a low after that. But in any case, the whole point I'm trying to make is simple. Without the volume supporting the reversal, it's hard for me to validate the reversal. It doesn't mean it's not going to reverse, okay? Because I do see reversals that don't happen with volume, okay? Or I'm sorry, reversals that happen with volume. So it does happen, but like I said, the way I trade is without the volume, there's less of a chance of a reversal happening, even if there's a two candle pattern such as an engulfing pattern. Okay, so this just basically means today's action is we didn't close below the low of this candle, so until we do, I can validate the down move, and again on higher volume. Now today we did have higher volume, and it was a pretty substantial amount. It was above the average, which is about 150. Today we did 133 million, which is not bad considering we've only been doing under 100 million in these past previous days. But so let's take a look at what happened today. Today we actually opened at 141.40, okay, which is only 4 cents above this mathematically calculated line, which is pretty interesting. We actually broke through, and then we just continued higher from there, and we continued on the close of 141.82, which is about 6 cents away from this 141.88 mathematically calculated levels. All these levels are mathematically calculated. The pink ones are proven. As you guys all know, they are pretty accurate, but the purple ones are still in testing. But so far so good. Let's take a quick look at the intraday and see what actually happened. Now the reason why I say that the 133 million trades for today is not as valid as I'd like it to be is simply because it happened on manipulation. Alright, sorry about that. I don't know if you guys could hear, but there was a helicopter really close above my house, and it was kind of loud. Anyways, this is the start of the day, and this is the end of the day, okay? So we started trading as normal. We actually went right into this 141.36 level, and that was pretty cool. And then we had a substantial bounce, so we again gapped down. We opened at a gap down at this 141.36. We traded higher, and then we just started breaking down and trading around this 141.36. Okay, we actually went back into it and pulled back. And then on this candle here, you notice the volume on this candle alone, it was 7 million. Okay, so 6,799,000 in 10 minutes. Okay, the next candle was 3,344,000. All right, and then we had this candle over here, which is 35 3,500,000, so on and so forth. So what happened around this area? It's easy. All they have to do is release news that is pretty substantial, pretty good news. And because the volume was so low, I mean, look at this volume, just dead, right? Very similar to, in fact, it was more dead than yesterday, okay? And then all they have to do is release news, get people bullish, and then boom, you have this huge spike. Went right into this 200 moving average and then pulled right back down. Okay, so whoever was bullish here actually made money up here, but they probably stopped out down here before that even happened. So it was pretty sloppy, choppy. There wasn't any good support or resistance lines because that's what happens during rumorville. Okay, there was a QE3, not necessarily a rumor, but a mention of QE3 that they are going to do it. I believe it was just a matter of when they're going to do it. But that's old news. Everybody knew that they were probably going to do it. But does that give the markets a more bullish sentiment? It's possible because we still don't have volume. Again, when you take out all of these candles, you chop the heads off all these candles, and the volume would be just the same as it was yesterday. This is all manipulated moves or volume right here, so I can't trust it. So what does that mean? That means I still stand by what I said in the previous video, which is until we get a close below this candle here, this move is not confirmed. It doesn't mean the move is not going to come down. It means that as long as the volume is low, the move is not going to be substantial. I talked about head fakes. I talked about institutions getting people short, and stuff like that. We pretty much closed flat. We were up only 6 cents today, but the candle looks the way it does because we started with a gap down and then we started buying in to it there. So there is a possibility that tomorrow we could continue a sell-off. Okay, but until we see that volume, sell-off is going to be short-lived, okay, in my opinion. And then we're going to have, probably some support over here. Now, if we start getting volume in the markets, and again, in yesterday's video, I did mention that as the week gets later into the week, possibly next week, and definitely in September, we should see, we should start seeing an increase in volume. That's already what we're seeing today. I mean, but again, today, most of this candle right here, as far as volume goes, was manipulative volume. So, to be honest, I can't really count that as a volume because it was, Fed driven, I guess you could call it that way. But just keep in mind that yes, obviously I'm still bearish, more on the bear side than I am bullish, simply because I am still short from this day here. Okay, so I'm not in the money yet. Unfortunately, I'm kind of little bit out of the money here, just very little bit. Not a big deal to me because I almost stopped out, and after yesterday's move, I didn't have to stop out anymore. But the fact of the matter is, until the volume picks up, until that happens, maybe towards the end of this month or the beginning of next month, I don't expect to see much of a down move in the SPY. Maybe into the 20 moving average, but again, without that volume, I just can't trust it. Okay, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It just means I can't trust it, and this is a perfect example of why. All right, so I don't want to make this video too long, so I do appreciate you guys stopping by. I just figured I wanted to make this video just to show you guys what I'm talking about when I talk about manipulation and low volume and stuff like that. And so I hope I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I appreciate you guys watching it. So God bless to you all. Good luck to your trading, and I hope to see you in the next video.